Stop what you're doing right now. I need you to listen to this because at this exact moment, not tomorrow, not next week, right now, you're hurting your dog. And here's the worst part. You're doing it out of love. You're hugging them. You're comforting them when they're scared. You're looking into their eyes like they're your best friend. And every single one of these things is stressing them out on a biological level. I'm not talking about abuse. I'm not talking about neglect. I'm talking about 10 everyday things you've probably done this week that your dog's nervous system experiences as a low-grade threat that never switches off. My name is Kanika, and for the last 23, I've studied canine neurobiology and dog psychology at the deepest level. And what I'm about to share with you has changed how literally thousands of dog owners show up for their pets. This isn't opinion. This is backed by research from Harvard, Tufts, the University of Vienna, and the University of Edinburgh. And if you watch this entire video, I guarantee your dog's behavior will change within days. Stay with me. Most dog owners are living a lie. Not intentionally, but a lie that's destroying their dog's mental health anyway. You believe your dog is fine because they're quiet, because they don't bark much, because they're chill or laid back. But here's what neuroscience says. The calmest looking dogs are often the most stressed. A study from the University of Edinburgh measured cortisol levels, that's the stress hormone, in dogs their owners described as calm and relaxed. The results were shocking. These dogs had elevated stress hormones and reduced exploratory behavior, the exact signature pattern of learned helplessness. Translation: your dog isn't fine. Your dog has stopped trying to tell you something's wrong because signaling has never worked. Your dog is wearing a mask, and you've never learned to see behind it. But here's the good news, and this is important. Everything changes in the next 24 minutes because once you understand how your dog's nervous system actually works, you can't unsee it. And once you can't unsee it, you'll never show up the same way again. Let's start with the mistake that will hit you hardest, because you've definitely done it already this week. Mistake number 1, hugging your dog. You do it naturally, automatically. Your dog sits next to you and you wrap your arms around them, pull them close. And it feels like the most perfect expression of love. But here's what your dog's nervous system experiences: dominance and restraint. In the dog world, placing a limb over another animal's body is not an expression of affection. It's a signal of control. It's what happens when a stronger dog pins a weaker dog to establish hierarchy. Your dog's nervous system doesn't know you learned this from your parents. It doesn't understand your intention. It only knows something is restraining me, and I can't move freely. Now listen to this statistic and let it sink in, because it changes everything. Psychology Today analysed over 250 photographs of people hugging their dogs. Real family photos. Real dogs who loved their owners. In over 80% of those images, the dog was showing clear stress signals. Ears pinned back. Head turned away from the person, whites of the eyes, showing mouth tight and tense. 80%. That's not a coincidence. That's biology overriding your intention. What happens over time? Your dog starts bracing when they see your arms open. They don't run away. They're your person, but their body is waiting for it to end. They're tolerating your love, not receiving it. That hug, it's teaching your dog that being close to you comes with a cost. Get low, sit on the floor. Let them come to you scratch behind their ears, touch the base of their tail. Let contact happen on their terms, at their pace. That's the version their nervous system reads as actual love. Mistake number 2. Waking your dog suddenly. They're deeply asleep. You reach over, you shake them. Their eyes pop open, head snaps up, and they startle awake. You think they're fine. They look fine 5 seconds later. But Tufts University discovered something that will change how you approach sleep. Dogs woken abruptly show elevated cortisol that can persist for up to 20 minutes, even after they recognize you and look completely normal. The distress was real. You just couldn't see it. Here's why this matters. Sleep is when a dog is most vulnerable. Their defenses are completely down. Their nervous system is in restoration mode. When something wakes them suddenly, their fight or flight response fires before their brain even catches up. For a fraction of a second, you are an unknown threat. Over time, a dog repeatedly startled from sleep stops entering deep rest cycles. You notice they seem tired, even after long naps. They're more reactive during the day, more jumpy, more anxious. You chalk it up to age, but it's not age. It's a nervous system that stopped trusting that sleep was safe. Tonight, wake them with your voice first. Say their name softly. Let them surface on their own. 10 seconds. That's all it takes. Their nervous system needs to know safety doesn't have an expiration date, even when sleeping. Mistake number 3. Hold in eye contact too long. This one surprises everyone because it feels so intimate. You stare into their eyes because in human language, this is connection. This is bonding. This is love. But in dog language, sustained direct stare is what happens right before conflict. A dog's brain is wired through millions of years of evolution to read prolonged eye contact as a challenge or a threat, regardless of how soft your face is, regardless of how much they love you. The biology is older than the bond. The University of Helsinki ran a study where they measured dog responses to sustained eye contact. The results showed dogs displaying avoidance signals looking away, blinking, yawning, lip-licking, all behaviors associated with stress and appeasement, not connection. Over years of this, some dogs stop looking at you entirely. They avoid your gaze. You read it as aloofness or coldness. But it's not. It's a dog who learned that eye contact with you comes with pressure. So they stopped offering it. That eye contact you've been forcing, you've trained them out of wanting to look at you. Soften your eyes. Blink slowly. Look at them. Then glance slightly away. Let them be the one who initiates eye contact. When they do, and they will, it'll feel completely different because it'll be entirely their choice. Mistake number 4, comforting your dog when they're scared. This one is hard to hear because it directly conflicts with your parental instinct. Thunder hits. Your dog is trembling. You rush over, crouch down, stroke them, speak in a high, soft voice. You're saying, "It's okay. Everything is okay. I'm here for you." This is love. This is your biological instinct kicking in. This is being a good owner. But your dog doesn't hear the words. Dogs can't process language the way humans do. Your dog reads your body energy, your facial expression, your tone of voice, your level of alarm. And when you rush over with a worried face, elevated tone, anxious touch, the message they receive is not everything is okay. The message is, look at how my person is reacting. Whatever that sound is, it was worth getting alarmed about. The University of Vienna tested this. They measured cortisol levels in dogs during stressful situations. One group of dogs had owners who responded with high affect comfort, rushing over, elevated tones, lots of physical contact. The other group had owners who stayed calm and neutral during the exact same stressor. The dogs whose owners rushed in with anxiety, they showed significantly higher cortisol than the other group. Your comfort was making it worse. Not because you did something wrong, but because their nervous system takes its cue from yours. And yours told them, fear is the right response. Over time, this becomes a vicious feedback loop. Each storm gets harder. Each strange sound gets bigger. Their anxiety escalates. You comfort them more. Their anxiety escalates further. You call it their personality worsening with age. But it isn't. It's learned fear, passed directly from your nervous system to theirs. Become boring. Sit down. Move slowly. Use a low, flat voice. No elevated tones. No rushing. No anxious energy. Let them be the one who initiates comfort. When they come to you, and they will, then you can be the calm, steady presence they need. You're not abandoning them. You're teaching them that their fear doesn't need to spread to you. Mistake number 5. Rushing the morning walk. You've got 20 minutes. You've got a route. You move at your pace. Your dog stops to sniff a lot. And you tug the leash. Let's go, come on, we're moving. You do it automatically, without thinking, because in your mind, you're giving them exercise. You're giving them fresh air. But here's what you're actually doing. You're removing the one thing that actually settles their nervous system. Sniffing isn't a distraction from the walk. Sniffing is the point of the walk. Every patch of grass is a conversation. Every lamppost is a message board. Every fire hydrant is information. When you pull them away, you're not interrupting something minor. You're removing their primary way of understanding and processing their world. A study in applied animal behavior science compared 2 groups of dogs. Dogs allowed to sniff freely, dogs walked at a human's pace with minimal sniffing. Guess what they found? Dogs allowed to sniff freely showed significantly lower stress hormones, higher behavioral satisfaction, better mental states. The variable, not time outside. It was freedom to explore in their nose. Here's something most people never notice. Dogs that get rushed on walks become more frantic about outdoor time. They pull harder. They're impossible to tire out. You think, my dog needs more exercise. Your dog doesn't need more exercise. Your dog needs more sniffing. 10 slow minutes with a free nose does more for their mental state than 30 minutes under your schedule. Tomorrow morning, let them choose the pace for the first 5 minutes. Follow their nose. Watch what happens to their body when they finally get to linger. That exhale, that's their nervous system landing. At that moment when their shoulders drop and their jaw softens, that's them arriving home inside themselves. Mistake number 6, using their name as a warning. Think about how many times today you've said your dog's name attached to a correction. Fido, no! Fido, stop! Fido, leave it! Fido, come here, now. Their name as a signal that something is coming. A command, a correction, a demand for compliance. Their name as a brace signal. Here's what you're doing on a biological level. You're reprogramming their association to their own identity. Their name stops meaning something good is coming. Their name starts meaning prepare yourself, be ready to comply or correct course. The University of Porto ran a study on dogs whose names were frequently paired with corrections. They found slower recall response times, elevated baseline anxiety during normal interactions. Their nervous system had literally learned to brace at the sound of their own name. Your dog's nervous system flinches at their own identity. For 1 week, use their name only in positive contexts. Call them. Give them something good. Say it when nothing is happening. Say it the way you'd say the name of someone you love, when you're just glad they're in the room. After 1 week, their recall will improve. Their baseline anxiety will drop. And they'll come running at the sound of their name because it finally means something good. Mistake number 7. Inconsistent rules. Let them on the sofa Saturday. Push them off Monday. Give them a bite of your food Tuesday. Correct them for begging Wednesday. You think they understand context. They don't. Dogs don't experience inconsistency as flexibility or nuance. They experience it as a world where the same behavior produces unpredictable outcomes. For an animal whose survival once depended on reading their environment with perfect accuracy, unpredictability isn't confusing. It's a low-grade threat that never switches off. A study in animal behavior found that dogs in households with inconsistent rules showed significantly higher baseline cortisol than dogs in homes with clear, consistent boundaries, regardless of how strict or relaxed those boundaries were. Translation: it's not about being strict or being permissive. It's about being consistent. A dog in an inconsistent home develops a vigilance that never fully rests. They're not anxious, they're not intense. They're a dog who never got to relax because the rules kept moving. They're always wondering, is this okay today or not? Choose your rules. Hold them. Make them consistent for everyone in the house. Your dog will exhale within days. Mistake number 8. Forcing your dog to meet other dogs or strangers. You think they need more socialization, so you bring them to the dog park. Let strangers lean into their face. Push them toward dogs they've clearly shown hesitation about. You think exposure helps, right? If they just face their fear, they'll get over it. That's called flooding. And it doesn't build tolerance, it deepens fear. When your dog is placed in something that frightens them with no way to leave, they don't learn it was safe. They learn fear has no exit. That's a completely different lesson. Tufts University studied dogs with social anxiety. They tracked dogs who were repeatedly exposed to high stimulation environments without gradual desensitization. The results: their fear responses got worse, not better. They escalated because they weren't being listened to. Think about what happened. Your dog showed you their fear. Tight body, tucked tail, avoidance, backing away. And you brought them back anyway. So they communicated louder because nobody was listening. Create distance. Find the point where they can observe the thing without reacting. Reward calm at that distance. Move closer only when their body says they're ready. Fear doesn't get conquered by force. It gets conquered by feeling safe. Mistake number 9, correcting your dog after the fact. You come home, something's been chewed. You call them over in that tone. You hold up the evidence, make them look at it. They give you that look, that guilty look. You think they know exactly what they did. They don't. Canine cognition research has consistently shown one thing. Dogs can only connect consequence to a behavior if it occurs within approximately 2 seconds. 2 seconds. After that, you're not correcting a behavior. You're punishing whatever they were doing when you walked in, which was probably being happy to see you. A study in learning and behavior showed something that shattered conventional wisdom. Dogs shown evidence of rule-breaking displayed submissive behaviors in response to their owner's body language, regardless of whether they were actually the one who did it. That guilty look isn't a confession. It's appeasement. It's your dog reading your angry energy and trying to de-escalate someone they love. When you respond to appeasement with punishment, you're not teaching them that chewing is wrong. You're teaching them that your return home is sometimes a risk. If you didn't catch it within 2 seconds, let it go. Manage the environment instead. Remove temptations. Create a safe space while you're away. And when you come home clean. No anger, no frustration, just presence. Mistake number 10. Assuming your dog is fine because they seem fine. They're not destroying things, not biting anyone. They seem calm, quiet, peaceful, so you assume they're happy. Dogs are extraordinary at masking distress, not to deceive you, but because in the wild, showing weakness was dangerous. So they evolved to suppress it. The dog's best at this suppression? They're often described by their owners as the most laid back, the most easygoing, the most chill. Researchers at the University of Edinburgh made a discovery that changed everything. They took dogs their owners rated as calm and relaxed and measured their physiological stress markers. The results were devastating. These dogs had elevated stress hormones, reduced exploratory behavior, the signature pattern of learned helplessness. These dogs hadn't gotten better. They'd stopped trying to signal that things were wrong because signaling hadn't worked. Your dog is not fine because they're quiet. Your dog may be quiet because they've given up on being heard. Think about that. Your dog may have given up. Spend 1 week watching, not reacting, just watching. Learn what genuine rest looks like on your dog. Loose jaw, soft eyes, easy breathing, a tail that wags from the whole back end. Then notice when those signals are absent in situations where they should be present. That gap? That's your dog still trying to tell you something. They haven't stopped. You just haven't known where to look. Now, look at this list with me. All 10 mistakes. You hugged them because that's how you learn to say, "I love you." You rushed to comfort them because their fear felt like your pain. You used their name because you needed to reach them in that moment. You looked at their quiet body and chose to believe it meant peace because that was easier than wondering what else it could mean. None of that is bad. All of it is love. But here's what I want you to understand. Love pointed in the right direction that simply never got shown how to land. Love that arrives at the destination as something different than what you intended. Love that creates the opposite effect you wanted. But it doesn't have to be this way, because once you understand how your dog's nervous system actually works, something shifts inside you. You can't unsee it. You won't be able to show up the same way. Starting today. Pick one mistake from this list, just one. The one that hits you hardest. The one where you thought you were helping, but now you understand you might have been creating stress. Don't try to fix everything at once. That's overwhelming. Pick one. If it's the hugging, start getting low on the floor instead. If it's the eye contact, start softening your gaze. If it's the name, start using it only in positive contexts. If it's the walks, slow down tomorrow morning and follow their nose. One thing for 1 week, and then watch your dog. Watch what happens to their body when they stop bracing. Watch them exhale. Watch them start to trust differently. Watch them come back to life in small ways You didn't even notice they'd lost. That change? That's not magic. That's just love, finally landing the way it was always meant to.